All right, welcome everybody. Let me know if you can hear me for those who are in here and if you can see me. Let's get this situated. All right, I'll move myself over here. Let's bring up my chart. All right, welcome everybody. For those who can hear me, let me know if you can. For those watching the recording, skip like 2 or 3 minutes ahead. We're going to wait until more people come in and start. All right, let's do... All right, you guys should be able to see my screen. Let's expand the chart a little bit. And Discord will be here. And you guys should be able to hear them whenever they talk compared to last time. All right, we'll see if this setup works. If not, I'll adjust it for next time. Welcome, everybody. Hey, welcome, Keb. Hey, Keb, can you say something real quick on Discord?
What's up?
Excellent. Did you guys hear him clearly? Trying to get everything situated.
Oh, okay.
Excellent. Now you guys won't just hear me talking to myself for like 20 minutes. All right. As always, for those who are coming in on YouTube, please hit the like or thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not logged in, you'll need to log in to do so. I learned that the other day. All right, we'll start in another minute. We'll hang out, let some more people come in, and then we'll go from there. How's everybody's Friday so far? Assuming anybody's trading crypto.
I know mine was decent. It was boring for the first 3 hours. Then it started to pick up a little bit. So
Definitely did. What did you trade? What ticker?
MES, 2 contracts. I got in when it started to go back to the upside.
Yeah, a little
The orb.
afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I see that there.
And then I
Nice
just took it
little.
all the way to the high, and then that's when I just got out.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
The action was a little weird this morning.
Yeah,
All right, let's
Chop City.
go. What was that?
And I just said it was Chop City earlier this morning.
Yeah, I was kind of stuck
Even
in
though I
this
did
range.
miss, I will say I did miss at the bottom to the downside that retest, that small little retest, but on MES.
Oh, like right over here, this area, like where that
Yeah.
3 candle is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I'm happy where I went. Where I went. So
Hey, green day
patience is
is
key.
always a good day.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Welcome everybody. This is the community trade recap and assisting trader session, April 2025. For those who are new here, my name is Advent or Desi, depending where you know me from. I'm a life coach and a trader coach. The aim for this channel is really just to support you guys and to provide you resources to better help your trading. As always, whatever you guys want me to cover, always let me know, and I'll go and do it. One thing to note for those who are new to this specific class and this specific session is that we're only going over trades. So if you ask me to teach you about options or how delta, theta, all of that stuff works, I'm not going to answer that. We're just going to stay within the context of reviewing trades together. If you do want to go over other topics, I do have free classes twice a month. So the group coaching session that you can find in the description of the YouTube channel or wherever else you know me from, and the Let's Learn with Advent series, which is every third Saturday at 7 p.m., which just passed recently. In the meantime, let's go over some trades. All right, so pretty chill day for me. I just took 2 setups, both winning trades. This first one was on the 1 hour on YM. So we're kind of just hanging out for the most part during London and Asia, kind of like in this range right over here. Whoops. In this range right over here. And then once I saw this big 1 hour candle close under basically both sessions, I took my fib tool, marked off this high right over here to the low of this 2 before it reversed back up. And my entry was the 61 fib, so right over here. I didn't get in right over here at near market open, or did I get in there? Hold on, these candles are weird. Yeah, there we go. Right at market open. That's when I got in. So my fib was drawn here, actually. Omari told me to do it up here, which would have been a better entry. But nonetheless, still a solid entry. So once price came back up, I got filled. Let me actually bring it up so I can show you guys. Got filled right here. My stop was 100 points flat right there. I was aiming for this low to be taken out. Now let's go on the 5 minutes so we can see a little more information. So once price came up, boom, tagged me in at the 61. I always take some off at the 50 fib just because why not? So I took some of the position off there. I did move my stop loss though to slightly above break even, like 5 ticks. And then this red candle right here came back up, stopped me out, and then it died down, which was unfortunate. It started moving really violently here, going up and down really quickly. So didn't get the full trade, which would have hit down here, but I got about 37, 38 points on that one. Can't complain. The second trade that I took, pretty straightforward, basically just the W. For those who know about that setup, let's turn that off. And let's go back to regular data. This is on the 15-minute time frame. So right before lunch, pretty straightforward for the W. For those who know it, we look for a higher low. We get on the first bullish reversal back to the upside. So my entry was here. Stop loss was under this candle, aiming for this high to be taken out. Let's go on the 5-minute. Well, it didn't hit my full target since I was trading the candles until it got me stopped out. So, and it was lunchtime, and I don't like to trade when it's lunchtime. So I took some off right over here at this body. Let me actually zoom in so you can see a little better. So my first target was basically this body right over here. Second target that I had was this wick high right over there. And then, of course, my last target was taking out high of the day right over here. Unfortunately, once I hit target 2 right over here, for the rest of my position, I was trading the candles every 5-minute close, and I set my stop for the remaining contracts right under this candle, came back, boom, stopped me out, and then continued heading higher. Otherwise, it is what it is. I am happy with that win. Cannot complain. Was a pretty solid trade, if I do say so myself. I would have wished they didn't trigger right before lunch, since I usually get off at 12 noon immediately, but good day nonetheless. Pretty chill Friday. You guys have any questions on that?
That W is kind of ugly, man.
Here we go. I don't want to hear nothing. From the ones that you showed me to take, this is a decent one. I would have wanted the...
that one, that don't look like an Advent one. Sorry.
Wow.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that looks kind of iffy, but I'm like, hey,
See,
he's
it's
been doing
not
this
just
way
me.
longer. Yeah, he's been doing this way longer than me, so who am I to say? He's got way more experience.
See,
I would have preferred the bottom right leg to be a little lower, but I
Yeah.
accepted it.
No, I mean, yeah, it worked out. I'm just saying for me, I wouldn't have liked it, but I only take like really nice looking setups, like good bar, no wicks, ideally. This it felt like it was ranging a lot today.
Yeah, in the morning it was kind of like stuck in that range for
Yeah.
a bit, and then it popped out right after lunch too.
Trade recap. Is this the same thing as yesterday, basically?
It's similar. Well, we kind of just keep the combo to just trades, where yesterday, we kind of go over everything.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Any trades you want to go over? Or anybody on YouTube, put your trades in the chat. Whatever you want me to review, put it in the chat so I can review it. I can't be the only one who traded today. And Keb.
Yeah, I didn't take any trades. I wanted to, but I couldn't find anything, fortunately.
I'll definitely have to size up a little bigger next time. And remember to draw the fib properly, because I would have gotten a much better entry for that first trade. I got in down here, and it went against me at 42, 44 points. Where if I remembered to draw the fib up here, then I would have gotten a higher entry. Only 12 ticks against me. 42, and then it just went straight down and hit the target at 226. Learning experience. Cool. Well, for those who are coming in, put your trades in the chat. If not, we can definitely end today early. I do have to go food shopping. All right. If there's nothing in about 4 minutes, we will wrap up and end it early today. Welcome, Robert. Oh, whoops. That is definitely not my regular account. Whoops. Hey, Kyle, welcome. I'm not sure when you joined in, but just as a reminder for those who are new here, we're really only going over trades. Anything outside of that is not really the session for it. If you do want to ask me questions outside of reviewing trades, you're welcome to join the Let's Learn with Advent class, which is every third Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, which is free. And then if you go to the description in the YouTube channel as well, or wherever you know me from, look for the free group coaching, and it'll show the Trader Circle. That's another pretty much an AMA. Ask me whatever you want. We'll go over anything, and I'll help you out. So any non... Is it non? My brain just turned off. Any questions that are not related to whatever trades you took or I took, I'm not answering today, just to keep it within the context. Rob, you want me to look at your trades now, or you want me to look at them later?
You can look at them now if you want.
All right, let me pull this up real quick on the screen.
It's not a good day, but it was a day.
MES 5 minute. It took the 5 minute orb. Let's mark this out so I can know where your stop loss was. $9.5 points. So that would have been a little here. I think I mentioned to you earlier when we were talking about this specific trade, even though you were mentioning like your back testing, you kind of just took all of them for the data. However, the only thing I don't like about this is it's kind of like a doji on that 3 candle. Well, technically the 2 candle, regular data. It's kind of just like a doji almost with the wicks on either side. I personally just would have skipped this one myself. This would have threw me off.
Yeah, it's kind of going based off of, who is it, Isaiah's?
Yeah, Isaiah's.
He just says he takes it either way, so I'm curious on that. So I was just kind of seeing how it played out either way, regardless of what the candle was at the beginning.
Which is fine, of course, because I think even, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday you would have gotten stopped out if you took the bottom one. I think he might have taken the upside as well. So even though this one was red with a little wick there, still taking to the upside would have worked fine. I don't usually take both sides. I just take one side. That's just me. I'd rather not take 2 losses if that does end up happening. But again, whatever you're comfortable with, if you want to take all of them, definitely do so. As always, I encourage you guys to experiment and see what works for you guys. But yeah, the only thing about this one for me personally, I would have just avoided it because that doji. Other than that, pretty straightforward for the trade. There'll be more.
And the second trade was literally just the reverse, the break-in.
The downside, yeah, the downside failed as well. Basically, the same explanation that I would have is that big wick on the bottom. Because if I'm looking for sells, I don't really want to see any buys present or hanging out.
Well, the downside hit the first target.
The stop loss is 9.5. Let's flip this.
That's where the difference comes in on the is.
Yeah, it hit the first target as you mentioned. Pretty
Yeah,
much
that's
making
what
up for the first one.
I missed the 9 o'clock. I forgot about the 9 o'clock news. I think I was jacking around on my phone. I didn't see it hit the first target, so I was going to bring my stop loss for the second contract and break even. But that next candle just screamed.
Mhm.
It took it right out.
I'm glad you mentioned the ATM stuff on the third one. Let me. One thing that I would probably encourage you to do, or to do for next time, when you get into these trades, because like I'll be on my phone when I'm trading. However, I'll set alerts. So if I don't want to stare at the screen for 20 minutes waiting for a target to hit, I'll just set the alert. And then once I hear the beep, then I'll like look back up, or I'll be on my laptop seeing what's going on in the chats and stuff.
Yeah, that is definitely something I need to start doing. I've been tied up with work and stuff too, and alerts would just be so helpful.
Mm-hmm. Especially if like work stuff comes up and you're like in a trade and you have to like manually manage it for the other sides, definitely set alerts up because it'll mess you up if you don't, as you know, you experienced. I've been there many times. The third one, let's see. You had a reversal on MYM. Let me bring that up. On the 5-minute. $8:30 Central. Central is 1 hour or 2 hours behind. I always forget.
One.
So that was 10:30. Wait, no. It's 2 hours behind from Eastern. That's 11:40 my time. You put 8:30 a.m. CST. Unless that was a mistake. Anyway, let's see.
I have the wrong time on there.
Say that again.
But I have the wrong time on there.
It says 8:30 a.m. CST.
Oh yeah, I didn't change the time. That's my fault. I just
Yeah.
copied and sent it down from the trade above it.
No, you're good.
But yeah, you had it right there.
Yeah, this one right there. Let me see where you put your take profit and stop. Use like 50% of the candle, which is about here. And it looks like you were aiming for this body right over there. Yeah, pretty much an actionable signal off the BF. Not bad. The only thing that I don't really like is the candle right before it, this buying pressure, and then seeing these over here, these wicks. So whatever buyers got left behind in this area are probably still hanging out. So whenever this candle came down, nice big wick, and then it just went against you. Nothing bad with the trade ultimately because we were bearish for the most part. Just I don't really like when there's a candle right before it showing buying pressure off a shooter.
Yeah, honestly, looking back, I shouldn't have taken that one. I was starting to get the itch to make back the loss from that first trade.
Mhm.
I shouldn't have stepped away, but I saw this, and I don't know, is that not considered a 2-2 reversal since it's not?
Well, it would be a 2-2 reversal because basically you had this failed 2 up that turned into a reverse hammer. Well, kind of like a reverse doji looking hammer. I would also generally, I would want the wick to be a little lower on the shooter candle as well. These are not ones that I would really look for personally. Like this one is another one that looks like that one, like the little wick there. A better shooter, let's see if I could find one. Like the body ratio. So if we look at this body over here, it's a little bigger compared to the wick on the bottom, compared to this one where the body's smaller and the wick is a little bigger on that one.
That makes sense.
Like this one, right over here. This will be like a perfect shooter candle, right? Huge wick. Granted, this is a hammer, but let's just pretend it's the opposite. Big wick, little body. It could be a big body too. Doesn't really matter. And then the wick ratio is super small on the opposite end. So as close as I can get that body to the other side that I want to take it to, the better. So this one I would like. This is more like I think a dragonfly doji, if I recall correctly. But nonetheless, it was a strat setup. We were bearish for the most part. Just I don't like this wick right before it. For the ATM settings, as you mentioned, where is your trades? For the ATM settings that you mentioned, definitely switch it up. So what I like to do is, let's say for trades that don't have like fixed take profit and stop loss, I just make a generic one. So let's say like, first take profit is like if MES anyway, or even MYM. You can make it 40 to 50 ticks. And then the stop loss, just keep it like at 50 ticks because I'm going to adjust it manually anyway. But you just do that just to give yourself enough time to move the contracts where you're supposed to. Because if you make it too tight, like let's say 10 and 10, by the time you're about to finish moving everything where it's supposed to, it might stop you out on the original ATM. So I just keep like generic ones with no trailing at all or auto break even. Because, let's say, for example, 5-minute orb or 15-minute orb. Today's stop loss on YM might be 50 points. Tomorrow, depending if it's more volatile, it might be 80 points or 100 points, right? So for those types of setups that it's like variable for the take profit and stop loss, making an ATM setting that's just like generic that you manually adjust works best. The only times I use like an auto trail is for like the 15-minute retest. Like those are it's set in stone, right? Stop loss 50 points, take profit every 50 points. And I could fully automate that trade with the ATM. But with the other ones, just make it generic so you can manually adjust it as you go.
Yeah, that's how I got one set up that way now. Like I made the stop loss the same for both of them, but the take profit's like 20 points different or something like that. It takes different. That's nothing. That's the ratio.
Nonetheless, you followed your rules. You did what you were supposed to do. Good stuff. Ended green on the week, from what I remember you telling me. Oh, one thing that I want to mention, where you were talking about like the feelings before the trade. where you like wanted a full green week, that's like red flag language. So when that starts to creep up, it's a good idea to probably turn your charts off for a bit, or even just get off for the day, because you're no longer trading your system, you're trading your P&L.
Yeah, the difficult thing I found with that, especially if I get to like Thursday, and I've had green days the whole week. Like Thursday night, I'm already thinking, dang, I want Friday to be green.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's still best, like, would it just be best to not even trade Friday at that point?
Yeah, you can consider that as well. Like if you're going into Friday even thinking that, then just take it off. And then technically you'll have a full green week, even though that's not the goal, of course. The goal is just to follow the trades and the setups, and that's it. Whatever the market gives you, it gives you. If it wants to give you a full green week, hey, fantastic. If it doesn't, it is what it is. There's always next week and next month. Also, shout out Sonos for passing his eval. Great job.
Thank you.
Keb said he's gonna get us all Wagyu steaks when he gets his payout this month or next month.
Wagyu starts in Mikasa.
Sweet. For those on YouTube that are coming in, whatever trades you want me to review, please put it in the chat. If there are no trades for me to review in the next 4 minutes, we will wrap up early. So whatever trades you took, it could be options, futures, stocks, doesn't matter. I've traded it all. I'll review it. And if you're going to give me a trade, give me this information so I have as much information as I need to help you out. Where is this at? All right. Hopefully you can see this on the screen. I don't think I can make it any bigger than that, but give me that information and put it in the chat. Hey, Laura, welcome. This session is only to review trades. I'm not going over any new trades or any swing ideas or any new trade ideas. This is just for any trades you took this week, today, that you want me to go over. We're not going anything for any new trades.
I did have a question to ask you though.
Yep.
Just remind me what you said. You were saying that in the orb, if it goes over 100 points, the likeliness of it coming back to retest is less effective, I guess.
Yeah, so let's say for YM, if you take the retest version, and if it goes more than 2R or 100 points, then when it comes back to retest you, there's a chance that it'll fail. Like the chances of it failing go up.
Okay.
The only thing to note,
Sure.
though, if the VIX is above 20, I don't take that. Like I haven't taken that setup since maybe like the first week of March, if that. And if you do take it now, you might want to like adjust the take profit and stop loss, maybe 75 points. I just don't have data for that just yet. For the new what do you call it? For the new volatility stuff. Cool.
Okay.
Whatever trades you guys want me to review that you took, put it in the chat. welcome. For those who are coming in, whatever trades you want me to review, put it in the chat. I meditate for 30 minutes in silence, so awkwardly sitting here in silence is not a problem for me.
Is there
Hey.
anybody in the group that actually does Forex?
In ours,
Yeah.
I know there's some of them. They don't talk much, if at all. They're kind of just like in the shadows and stuff. Yogi does Forex, but he doesn't talk in the chat. He usually just DMs me a lot.
Okay.
I think two or three other people. I know there's like 15 other people who do it. They just come and go. But from the ones that I know, there's about 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, in my
Okay.
opinion, if you're going to trade Forex and you're going to trade the indices, it just makes more sense to trade futures because the spreads are way better. Well, there is no spread, first of all. But that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mason, thanks for your trade idea. Can you let me know what time you got into the trade so I can follow along better with you? What you gave me is kind of vague. I can't really formulate anything with that. So let me know what time you got in, what price you paid for the contract, and when you got out. I'm on the 5-minute time frame right now, so you can let me know what time frame you are on so we can follow along a little better. It's like a 2-week out expiration. Any other information when you can, preferably sooner than later. Also, one thing that I like to say for moving forward for next time, if you're new here, I'll give you a pass. If you are not new here and you want me to go over your trades, please come prepared, because while I don't mind sitting here in silence doing nothing, we want to respect everybody else who comes in and their time. So if you do want me to go over trades and you've been here for a while, please give me as much information as you can and come prepared. If nothing in 2 minutes, James or Mason, we will wrap up. All right. Well, doesn't look like there's anything else to go over. I will see you guys tomorrow for the chart and chill at 11 a.m. for those in the groups. And enjoy your Friday, everybody. I'll see you guys on the internet. Have a good night.